Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on the benefits that I've experienced from practicing mantra meditation for 220 days and beyond. I actually don't know where I am at the moment, but I know I'm on my way to a full year, so 365 days, and I've decided I will continue until then and then see what happens. But I felt really called to share my experience with you. There is something really powerful and magical around a mantra meditation practice. And I was going to say the word consistency. I'm not a fan of that word. It doesn't resonate with me, consistency, because it just doesn't. There's something around it being devotional, being devoted to a single practice for 40 days and beyond. In Kundalini yoga, we often practice things for 40 days and beyond. 40 days is the number. We choose 40 days because 40 days represents how long it takes to build a new habit. It only takes something like 21 days to break a habit, but to create a habit, and it depends on what that habit is, it can be around 40 days. And then it takes 90 days to fully embody that habit so that it's just part of you. And that is exactly how I felt when I committed and devoted myself, my daily practice and my sadhana practice, which I have daily. It is a daily practice. That's what sadhana means. So when I incorporated this, I experienced some huge shifts and benefits. So there's about 5 or 6 I really want to share with you. I've been meditating for 15 years plus, and I've been a Kundalini yoga teacher. I've been incorporating Kundalini asana, movement, breath work, mantra meditation into my business, my heart and purpose, my practice, and I teach it as well. So I absolutely love Kundalini yoga. It's not for everyone. It might not be for you, but if this resonates, I'd love to hear your comments. Drop them below. I'm Tuğçe, or Tucci, as I'm known, Koçoğlu-Hobden. I'm founder of Heart and Purpose, and I help people to connect with their hearts so that they can ignite the courage within and remember their purpose. My decision to start the 40-day mantra began last September, and I chose this particular mantra meditation called Long Ek Ong Kar. Long because it's a long vowel mantra, and Ek Ong Kar is known to be the Thunderbolt mantra meditation in Kundalini yoga. And it's called that for a reason, because it clears out the deep gunk in our subconscious. So the first benefit I noticed was this clearing and this strengthening of my immune system. When I first began, I got a cold really early on. And for me, that's always a sign of clearing. So when I am clearing out stuff, going through a process of intense clearing, I normally get a cold. I then decided in December that I was going to do this for 2.5 hours. So again, there's a purpose for 2.5 hours in Kundalini yoga, and I have practiced this meditation for that amount of time before. And I'm not sure why I chose just before Christmas, because knowing that this clears out the deep gunk within, I had a huge clearing after that and had quite a major head cold. Luckily it was mid-December and we still had about 10 days away from Christmas, so I was better for Christmas. But since then I have noticed that my immune system has been incredibly strong and stable, and I'm touching wood here. I've never felt stronger physically and in my health. So that's the first shift or benefit that I really noticed. I was like, wow, this is really supporting my health. The second benefit I've noticed is hormonal support. So I believe that for this mantra meditation has helped my perimenopausal symptoms. No hot flushes, no night sweats. My mood has been so stable. I'm far less irritable, and the only obvious experience, perimenopausal experience I can see is just some aches, a little bit of aches. Otherwise, I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling it's like this very, just less reactive and irritable. And that is really, those of you who are in perimenopause and menopause will know what I mean and what I'm talking about. So that has been a real support and relief. It's given me that relief. The third shift I've experienced is the strengthening of my auric field and my electromagnetic field. And this is interesting because actually I've noticed it obviously I've noticed it in my physical body. So our physical body is the dense version, is the density of the light, right? We are made of an electromagnetic field. We know this is scientific. We can see it on camera, specific photography. And as the light condenses and gets denser and denser, it forms a physical. So we have, I believe, many subtle bodies, many layers to this before it becomes the physical body. And this is our electromagnetic field. And when we strengthen our electromagnetic field, I believe that it strengthens the physical body. The stronger my electromagnetic field, the stronger my body. So it really isn't a coincidence that my health and my immunity has been stronger, because also my field is stronger as well. But going back to the physical body, actually, what I didn't mention was that when we are practicing this mantra meditation, the way we are chanting activates specific glands and organs of our body. So it works on the physical body as well as the chakras, the metaphysical energy centers of the body. So as we are chanting and we are activating glands and organs of our body, these glands and organs stimulate specific hormones and peptides and lipids and proteins. So there is scientific evidence as to why my immune system is also strengthening, and also why my electromagnetic field is also strengthening. So people have actually commented on my presence and my energy, which is always really lovely, commenting on how lovely my energy is, or how my presence is really felt. So I absolutely attribute this strengthening of my field and my presence to this practice. So just to backtrack a little bit about my practice, I have a daily practice, a sadhana practice. I don't get up at ridiculously early in the morning. I have a family. I've got 2 kids, a husband. I run my own business. The kids, they're only 14 and 10, and they have got clubs, and we've got full lives, as well as really seeing myself as an energetic and spiritual being in a human body, in this physical body. I'm also a participant on planet Earth and all the earthly activities. I don't just seclude myself, and back in maybe past incarnations, I would have enjoyed spending time in a mountain and meditating all day. But this is the incarnation I've chosen. I've chosen to be here now in this incarnation for a purpose and a reason. And it means also being really involved in my family life. So I just wanted to kind of just share that with you, because I don't think I shared that I've been practicing this, adding this mantra meditation into my practice. And I do little things throughout the day. I prefer to do my mantra meditation practice alongside my cacao practice in the morning. Once the kids have gone to school, that's when I like to practice it. And I've been practicing this mantra meditation for 22 minutes every day, plus 10 minutes or it's another 9 minutes. So I do 31 minutes. So the rest of it is silent meditation. And then I might do some journaling, pull some cards, depending on what is going on in my day. So I just wanted to just share that part of it with you, because some days I have not practiced for 22 days. Christmas Day, for example, I think I did 3 minutes and I didn't do it out loud. I did it in my head. And There may have been days where I've just sat down on my mat, on my cushion, and listened to the mantra meditation. And that is still beneficial. For me, it's about not pushing myself and forcing myself to do it, but it's about showing that devotion to myself and that commitment to myself that I am devoted. I'm devoted to this practice and to myself. So a little bit of a digression, but I hope that helps to paint a clearer picture on my practice. The other benefits, I don't know what number I'm on, maybe number 4, is my nervous system resonance and presence and family. So I previously mentioned about my perimenopausal symptoms being less irritable. I have noticed that I'm also less reactive in day-to-day life. Like I mentioned, I have children. I love my children, but they can be a pain in the ass sometimes, okay? Let's not beat around the bush. They can be, they are children and that's what they do. And I'm sure I'm a pain in the ass sometimes too. But I've noticed is that I am less reactive in certain situations, and that being that presence and being able to hold that presence and be in that presence has allowed me to be less reactive. I feel like my connection to my family is stronger than ever because of this. Because of this being more present and also more intentional in my life. I've definitely noticed that there's less emotional charge. This mantra meditation really works on our emotional body. Our emotional body is where we hold all those emotions and where we are reactive. And that comes from the shaping of our nervous system. So this mantra meditation, if you want to create resonance with your with your nervous system and be less emotionally reactive, this is one that's going to clear out all the old emotional baggage that we're holding on to. It also activates our vagus nerve. I mentioned activating glands and organs of the body, but also the vagus nerve, which is that vagabond, that moving, wandering nerve that connects the heart, that connects the brain, the heart, and the gut, the 3 neurological centers of the body. And this creates resonance in our nervous system. I'll probably share a little bit more about this in another video, but I spent 20 years in corporate in advertising, and I was not the most regulated, resonant person during that time. Let's just say, I'll save that for another video. On top of that, I'm really aware of my channels of being open and receptive to receiving have been opened. I think I said that. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but my channels to being open to being open to receiving, particularly financially, has really opened. And I've noticed that coming through financial abundance, that has been a really interesting aspect to notice. And I'm feeling much more grounded, embodied, and aligned with my own soul. I definitely feel a deeper trust in my own body and my life force energy from this practice, really deeply trusting not only in my body, but in the pranic force, life force, the force, as the Jedis would say, and the universe. This piece itself is really interesting because my spiritual awareness, or my muscle of awareness, has really strengthened. Again, another benefit to this. And I've been really seeing this balance between the ego, my ego, which I believe we need. We are here, as I mentioned, incarnate in physical bodies. We're here on Earth. We are children, babies of Mother Earth. And in order to be and survive on Earth, we need the ego. The ego doesn't need to be overpowering, because that's the problem that we have on the planet at the moment. Too many overpowering egos. But we need it to be working together, and for the ego to be led by the soul. I believe that the ego is the glue that holds soul in body. And that's why it's important for us to have a relationship with it. And it's like an evolution of the relationship that we're experiencing now. You know, I do believe that we are experiencing collectively an evolution of consciousness. And this evolution where we are being led by our hearts, the soul, and working in alignment with our soul is part of that. And this has really been, again, part of that story of being present, creating this spaciousness between my reactions and my responses, because my witness mind or my observer mind is what is now leading, showing me that this is what the ego wants to do. The ego wants to react, but I'm choosing, because of the awareness, when the muscle of awareness is being strengthened, we are able to be that witness, be the observer, and be less reactive and be more responsive. That's what supports us. You know, that's what we need on the planet at the moment. We've got so many emotional, and emotions aren't bad. When I say emotional, I don't mean emotions are bad. What I'm saying is emotional is in a reactive way. When people are very, very reactive, we might be adults, but acting like toddlers. And I think there is a lot of that. We see that in politics, right? We're seeing that acting out all over the planet at the moment. But if we can learn to understand the messages that our emotions are showing us, because that's what emotions are, they're energy in motion, and they're showing us messages. And when we are reactive, it tends to be because we are being triggered by something. Not a fan of that word, but I'm going to use it because that's the most widely accepted way of talking about our emotions when someone triggers something within us. But that is a message for us. Emotions are not bad. We need emotions. Anger is not bad. It is an important emotion, but it's how we use anger. And this is the awareness behind it. It's how we use anger and how we use or jealousy, the emotions that were seen as bad. They're just emotions. They're not good nor bad. They just are. And it's about using them in a way that supports us, because sometimes we need to be angry. It's not about becoming completely neutral. We're not trying to numb ourselves. That's just another way, another coping mechanism. It's about understanding ourselves, knowing ourselves, know thyself, right? That was what was written on the Temple of the Oracle of Delphi. It's really important to befriend and accept those emotions as being part of who we are. I've got a video on emotionology. I think it's on my YouTube channel. So if this resonates with you and you want to find out more, I talk about it for like 90 minutes on that on that video. The ego. Just want to final thoughts on the ego. It's about the soul and ego working together. It's an evolution and alignment between the soul and the ego. So the ego is no longer running the show. Our observer mind shows us that we are not separate. We are all part of this one web of the universe, and it helps us develop compassion and empathy towards others. And the ego wants to separate. The ego wants to dominate, but the soul wants us to connect and wants us to show this connection, that we have connection. And again, it's not about being a doormat at all. Like I mentioned, certain emotions are really important. When our boundaries are overstepped, anger is there to show us that. If our values have been overstepped. The emotion, the anger that shows up, is a message for us. And I love how there has been an evolution in Kundalini yoga as well. My gorgeous teacher, Guru Singh, and I'm going to honor him in this message because he has taught me so much. You know, he has renamed ego eradicator, which was an asana in Kundalini yoga, to ego consolidator, because he really understands the evolution that we are experiencing at the moment. The ego is glue that holds soul and body. This feels so much more aligned to me with where human consciousness is now. And Kundalini yoga is evolving, and I am so here for it. And the final piece of this is channeling and clarity. So this is probably the most profound shift I've experienced, is that I become a much clearer channel. I believe that our bodies are our instruments, and they are receptive, and when we work the body, whether it's through movement, yoga, so asana movements, or whatever type of yoga, or dance, or walking, running, exercise, whatever it may be, and also through mantra meditation or any type of meditation, we are clearing it and opening ourselves up, becoming more receptive, tuning our instrument. That's what we're doing. And I feel like my channeling has become more precise and very grounded, because I'm allowing this connection between Mother Earth and the above. I'm not just trying to be in the higher centers all the time, because I really truly believe that we are here to connect that energy into Mother Earth. It's a rising of the energy and the falling of the energy. So this has been my experience over the last 220 plus days, and I will continue for 365. I'd love to know what your devotional practices are. Share in the comments below. And if you're interested in Kundalini yoga and doing your own 40-day practice, maybe, I have a free Kundalini yoga PDF document. It's just an introduction if you're not familiar with Kundalini yoga. And within it, I have a 40-day mantra meditation that you can do and it comes with a little calendar and a progress chart, so you can tick your days as you go along and also track your progress each day. So you can drop me a message in the comments below, and I'd love to share that with you. If you enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if that feels aligned, and that helps people to find this show. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to me today. So much love. Bye for now.